In open play, France were building the game in back two, and both the fullbacks of France were high and inverted. Australia were in 4-5-1 formation in open play and was doing press with Solman. Australia's frontman was 2 versus 1 down against France centre backs, and he was having trouble pressing the French centre backs. Because Australia's midfield was operating deep, France had a 3 versus 1 player number advantage in the middle third, so France fullbacks could push high. But while Australia's midfield was pressing, France's fullbacks were being forced to operate deep. In open play, Australia were in mid-field and was defending narrow. Due to the narrow defending of Australia's midfield, the French forwards were unable to receive the ball between the line. So the French centre-backs were being forced to attempt diagonal balls. Now France's midfielders were not able to receive the ball between the line, so Griezmann and Rabiot were dropping in midfield in open play. France were in double pivots as Rabiot dropped in midfield. The position of Australian frontman was central, so he could cover main pivot of France. But Rabiot was operating in wide areas by drop-in, so there was no pressure of any player on Rabiot. Due to the Rabiot operating in wide areas, there was a protection on left-hand side, and the French centre-back had a license to push high. The French winger could move in the half space because of the left back being high in the channel. With Mbappe operating in the half space, Mbappe was engaging the Australian fullback and wide midfielder. So with Australia's fullback and wide midfielder defending narrow, the French fullback had space in the wide zone and he had time to put crosses in the box. And on the other hand, when ball was on the right hand side, Griezmann was dropping in from half space and becoming a temporary pivot. With Griezmann being a pivot, Rabiot could push between the lines. Now France had two players in the left inside channel, forcing Australia's wide midfielder and fullback to defend narrowly, and France's left back was free to receive the ball in the channel. Now let's go towards the left back of France. France's left back was operating mostly high. When the French left back was holding the high position, the Australian fullback was double-minded whether to cover the French winger or the French left back. If Australia's fullback decided to cover France's fullback, space was being created between Australia's fullback and centre back, and the French winger was ready to go behind the defense between the Australian centre back and fullback. In open play, Australia were building the game in back four. Oliver Giroud was sole player who was pressing Australia's back line. In open play, both Australia's wide midfielders were operating high and wide. Because the position of Australia's centre midfielder were in the half space zone, so the French fullback were forced to defend narrowly. When Australia's centre back were attempting diagonal balls, Australia's wide midfielder were free to receive the ball in the wide zone. Australia's wide midfielder beats France fullback. Now France left centre back on Australia's centre midfielder and France right back on Australia's striker, and France right back was 2v1 in front of Australia's central and wide midfielder. France right back lost Australia's wide midfielder and France conceded the goal.